Welcome to another episode of Pixelvalve. As you can see, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about this tiny little doll's house fireplace. No, actually I'm not. It's not a fireplace. It's a television set. And it's reminiscent of those television sets from the 1950s to 1970s or 80s. It's the classic 4.3 aspect ratio television set with the wooden surround. It's a bit rough, it's not a highly detailed model, but it's a really cute, fun toy. Ideal if you want to have a project with your child about repurposing things. The only thing that might be tricky is this. This is what drives the whole unit. It's an old-fashioned, probably 15-year-old digital photo frame keyring. They were really popular back then. People usually had the photo frames on the mantelpiece as well. But this is the only thing we need. We need the inside circuit board. You probably will find these all over the place. They'll be in drawers, in cupboards, in shoeboxes, under the bed, in the attic, amongst your stuff. You've probably got one. So it's a great thing to bring this thing back to life, reuse it, repurpose it, and have some recycling. Old tech can be just as useful as new tech. So all we need to do is open this up and we can discard the rest of the thing. We can get rid of all the screws. We don't need any of that. I even cut the battery from there, but that's completely up to you. And the reason I cut the battery from this is because I use my own battery pack, which I think looks like the back of a television set. It's got that depth to it. Look at this. This is one I've made earlier. You can see that it's a slightly different shape to the other TV, but you get the idea. It's got depth. It's got it kind of finishes it off, but you can do that in different ways. All these files for these television sets can be downloaded in the link below. It's a Thingiverse link, so everything's free. Even if you haven't got a 3D printer, these things are useful because you can look at them on your screen with a 3D viewer. You can gauge the shape, size, and you can kind of work out how things work by where they go. The only soldering that we do in this is this here, where we soldered two wires onto the circuit board where the original battery was. It's an ideal thing to teach kids about soldering. And later on, you can use the soldering iron to melt the plastic. If you 3D printed the part, you can use the melted plastic as a kind of glue to hold that circuit board in place. That white stuff I'm using in that round tin is flux. It's actually plumber's paste flux, but it shouldn't make any difference. Sometimes you don't need it. Your solder might actually have flux built in. Most of them do. So it's important to have 3 batteries on this because the actual voltage of the lithium battery that comes with it is 3.7 volts. And 3 batteries, those batteries are 1.5 volts each. So it gets close to the figure we need. It's always good to make sure that the thing that you're building works before you've actually put it together, because there's been lots of times when I've made things and I've put everything together and everything seems fine and everything should work, but then when it comes to switching it on, it doesn't work, and it's really, really annoying. So I've got into a habit now of trying it just before I finish it, just to make double sure that everything actually really does work. And this is what I mean by soldering the plastic. You can actually melt the plastic with a soldering iron to glue that in, to tack it in place. It's not very difficult, but it can be a little bit fiddly. You've got to watch out you don't burn your fingers here. I also put a little hole with a soldering iron in the back of this box so that I can access the button, the menu button for the actual circuit board, for the actual photo frame. Now, just because I've 3D printed mine here doesn't mean that you have to. You can make this out of wood, cardboard or anything else. It's still quite a simple shape to make. As you can see, it works fine. And it looks kind of okay. I've painted it. I'm not so great with painting, but I've given it a nice little wooden veneer effect. And all that is a roll of vinyl, wood sort of grain vinyl, which is a sticker essentially. So it comes in a roll like this. You can buy it in most hardware stores. It's easily found, readily available, and if you can't find it out, you can find it on an eBay. So there we have it. If you like these little things and if you're going to give it a try, how about giving me a thumbs up, smash that like button, stick your finger in that subscribe thing, stamp on that notification icon, jump up and down, wave your hands in the air and scream, yes, that was great. Bye for now.